Hey, everybody. Hey, Tammy.
Hey, Lisa. Hey, everybody.
Oh,
I dropped it in there, Lisa.
okay, cool. I'm just waiting for it to.
More,
Oh, okay. It's in
and
the
then
other
hang
one. Let
on.
me look.
Okay. How's
What?
everybody doing today?
Oh, there it is.
I am just not believing how far into the December we are.
I know it.
It's
It's
crazy.
crazy.
hmm This year has flown. As a matter of fact, it feels like the last week went by so quickly for me. So
Oh,
this morning, because I know what my assignment was, my assignment is to get the crack key thing going, right?
yep.
And so this morning, I'm like, do I have everything together? What do I have to do still? So
Exactly.
I can report that I've got all of my containers picked out. I'm going to be planting 6 things. I need to paint them black, and today is a warm day. So when I get off work today, I'm going to go down to the shop and get them all painted, so that piece is done. I've decided I'm planting, and I got my seeds out. I'm Gail Southern Living and Broke but Bountifully Blessed. Carol are hosting a collaboration for tomato hydroponics. So I'm going to do that. And one of my containers, because I had 4 big jars that had chipped rims. So it's great for repurposing a jar that you would otherwise throw away, you know?
Absolutely. Hey, Christine.
I don't want to use my good jars because I use them for tinctures and canning and stuff like that. So I don't even have to feel bad about that. And then I've got a big cashew container and a big
Oh,
peanut butter
nice.
container that I'm going to be using. And I'm thinking I should be able to grow tomatoes in those. But I have a backup plan because I have an almost empty, like huge creamer container that I might use for the tomatoes if they need more
That's
space.
that's awesome.
So those are my plans for the tomatoes. And then I'm going to grow arugula, Simpson lettuce, so that it's like cut and come again, cilantro, and peppermint. And I don't know. I'm thinking I've got six jars right now, and it might become 7 if I need the larger one for the tomatoes. So I don't know. I might do like two of the arugula or and two of the lettuce. And I'm just keeping it easy. Not gonna overdo it. But I didn't grow peppermint this year. And I actually don't have any more peppermint in stock. So I thought that would be fun.
That's fabulous.
Yeah. And those are supposed to be all the good ones. Yeah, so that was my assignment for the week. But other than that, I was still productive. I hang on, drop one more thing. Wait, hold on. Did I do it right?
Oh,
I
don't. Yeah, you're fine.
We got a tree and put the tree up, and it was a new one we bought for at Black Friday,
Yep.
and it didn't work. So we had to take the tree back down, box
Oh,
it, drive it 40 minutes to a UPS. That's so irritating.
that is very irritating.
And now we won't have the tree replacement until this Saturday. And it's the first time we've always gotten tree hand me downs and trees at yard sales. So, in other words, like my parents, when they were done with their tree, we got their tree. And then it's just been that way and we keep it forever. So, this is like the first tree I think we ever bought that was new. I think.
Awesome.
I think. But I did that. I sewed armchair covers for the recliner that my husband always likes to sit in. I What else did I do? I sewed some other stuff too. What did I do? Oh, I had to repair a couple of clothing type items. Hey, Christine, good to see you. And hey,
Yeah.
Gwen, thank you guys for coming.
Well, sounds like you've been really productive.
I have. I've been really productive. I've still got to do, and I think I'm going to, because I've been like looking into all of these new sewing techniques about using your own, clothing and like modifying clothes from yard sales and thrift stores, and
Right.
taking fabric that you might otherwise toss and turning it into something else or, whatever. And
Yeah.
maybe you should video some of that because I'm wanting to try some of those techniques and I think it's going to be a lot of fun
Yeah.
doing that.
Yeah.
I'm going
That's
to
really
shoot the
cool.
flag out for us too.
So just before we get into it, I am so excited and I'm hoping it happens today.
Oh, tell me.
We have been on a wait list, if you will,
Uh-huh.
for bison meat.
Oh my goodness, how fun. How much,
So we think that a half is coming today,
which is huge.
which is
Oh
going
my
to be a
gosh.
quarter for us, but we're splitting it with friends.
Yeah.
But I'm fingers crossed it comes today.
Oh my gosh, that's so exciting, Lisa.
Oh my gosh. It's just, yeah. Uh-huh. So hoping to pick that up later this
Oh,
afternoon.
yummy. Oh, I want some.
Raised right down the road from us, which is really exciting.
That is exciting. Oh, I wish we lived closer.
Oh, amazing.
How
So
could you just move
we'll see what
from?
happens. It's one of those last minute things because like I said, it's the people who buy from this guy buy every year
Mm-hmm.
and there's usually no new customers.
Uh-huh.
So we're very excited.
Oh, that's awesome. May I ask, maybe you could give a range or something, price per pound, or
I
no?
can't because I will know when I get it.
Oh, gotcha.
It's
Okay.
one of those things where he's not really organized.
Uh-huh.
So and he's really laid back. So it's kind of like
Yeah.
he called, he said it was going to be last week, now it's this
Uh-huh.
week. And I don't even know how much yet. So
Yeah. And freezer full. Oh,
yeah, oh
that's
yeah.
I mean, you've got I want to say chicken, but you've got pheasant in the freezer still too, right?
We only had two this year. So
Mhm.
out of that big bunch. And then we have
Mhm.
obviously we buy beef, we have
Mhm.
chicken, we
Mhm.
raised, we have some pork left,
Mhm.
and that kind of thing. So, but we everything the freezers are not completely full, but we'll have enough to
Mhm.
get in there
Mhm.
because we have veggies in there too and all
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
But it's the roasts are to die for,
Oh, wow. That's
and making jerky out of it is to
mhm.
die for.
Did you see Gwen said she only ate it once and it was a burger? And I'm going to chime in with Gwen on that because I've only had it once and I had a burger too.
Yeah, the burgers are really good, but the roasts, oh my gosh.
Really?
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
When you do a beef roast, and I'm talking local beef versus a
Uh-huh.
store beef,
Yeah.
because a store beef would be a lot more fat.
Mhm.
But the store beef, I mean, I'm sorry, but the beef that we get, oh my gosh, it's so good, right? But you
Mhm.
always get that grease from the fat.
Uh-huh.
The bison has none of that, but the flavor is amazing.
Oh,
Hey,
that's
Robert Nelson, good
awesome.
to see you. Thanks for being here.
Yeah, hey there. Oh, that's
So
awesome, Lisa.
super, super good. We
Mhm.
just got all the barns cleaned yesterday, which was really
Mhm.
good after that cold
Yeah.
snap. Because we're like
Mhm.
40 now, which feels
Mhm.
delightful.
Yes, today's a warm day for us too. Mhm.
Good, good.
Mhm.
Um, so yeah, super excited about that. But you want to
Mhm.
get into growing food for the year?
Yes, let's do it.
All right. So I'm not really totally prepared, but I've got something here that I think will work.
Mhm.
Um, so our goal is to raise as much as we can for the year, right?
Mhm.
Our goal is to raise enough of something for the year.
Mhm.
If it doesn't get us the full year, that's okay because then we can get to a farmer's market until ours starts producing again.
Mhm.
So that's kind of how we do it.
Yeah.
So like there's two of us here and we usually there's 52 weeks in a year, you could do 52 chickens, that's once a
Mhm.
week,
Yeah.
and that gets you several meals. We don't
Mhm.
do quite 52
Mhm.
because we always have loss. So we end up
Mhm.
having something like 30 something. They last us all year
Mhm.
with the other meat sources that we have.
Mhm.
In the past, we've had turkey. So, like,
Mhm.
we would not raise 52 turkeys.
Yeah.
because that's just,
Be a lot of
we are
things.
not, we would eat more chicken than turkey.
Yeah.
Um, so I think number one thing is you need to base your food production goals on what you like to eat,
Mhm.
because that's the biggest thing. So
Mhm.
don't grow a ton of
Mhm.
I'll give you a good example. I'm thinking of not growing a ton of tomatoes anymore
Mhm.
because it's
Yeah.
it's a lot of work and I don't mind that,
Mhm.
but I feel like when I make home canned sauce, the tomatoes are killing me. My gut.
Mhm.
It's just too acidic.
Really?
No matter what I
Mhm.
do, add the
Mhm.
sugar, all that stuff,
Mhm.
nothing works. It burns a hole in my stomach.
Uh-huh.
But yet I want those tomatoes.
Mhm. Yeah. I love a
So,
fresh tomato.
right. But one
Mhm.
of the things that we're thinking about is we buy a case of tomatoes and we make our crushed, we can the crushed tomatoes
Mhm.
for
Yeah.
our uses all year round. Now I can tolerate that because we put it in different recipes and all that.
Yeah.
It's just like the sauce is just killing me.
Mhm.
And we don't eat a ton of sauce,
I
so it's
don't
fine.
eat a ton of sauce either, Lisa. I like to have tomatoes on the shelf, like
Yes,
canned tomatoes on the shelf. I'm with you because you can use them in so many things, pastas, soups, and we use them a lot.
absolutely. Because
Chili. I
it's
mean,
easier too.
mhm.
And we bought a case a lot cheaper than what most people were selling them for.
Mhm.
And it just has been so much more versatile
Mhm.
for us. Now, the
Yeah.
tomato soup that I made, I love, and that hasn't bothered me.
Mhm.
So, I could still do all that.
Yeah.
But I think that's where we're going to get a little smarter
Mhm.
by
And
accessing
planning
local.
earlier, right? Because December's all about planning.
Yeah,
So when we're thinking about food production, what we're going to do next year, we're looking at how we did this year and maybe even the prior year. And what do we have on the shelf, right? Like all of
right.
those things. Mhm.
So, a couple of the things that they suggest. So, let me just see here. They say, yeah, and if you eat a lot of and you get a lot of tomatoes, you
Mhm.
you get 3 times or 4 times the amount of tomatoes that I
Mhm.
get
Yeah.
if we were using the same plants
Mhm.
because of your warm weather
Yeah.
and your
You know
longer season.
what I started doing this week because I'm trying to gear us up for I'd like to have and I know a lot of people do this in February because it's a short month, but I'd like to have a month where I spend less on groceries. And so I'm trying to kind of gear us up for that. And I've also been like going through our cupboards, pulling out, like, you start bringing your 2026 stuff forward, right? And then what is the 2025 stuff in? Oh my goodness, do I still have 2024 stuff in here? So, like, pulling that.
2023, 2022.
Yeah. And making sure I have meals planned around that. So I got a piece of paper like this big. You guys can see it small. And it's sitting on my countertop next to the refrigerator where like we have like a little bar top there and we eat at it rather than the table. That's like usually where we're eating. And a little paper there, and I'm writing down meal ideas for the week. So I'm not great at meal planning because I'm very much fly by the seat of the pants
Yeah.
kind of person with when it comes to food in
Mhm.
particular. But I am writing down like meal ideas. Oh my gosh. And I'm loving it because then I'm like, what are we having for dinner tomorrow? I have a list pre prepared. I know I have the ingredients to make this. Some things are easier, some things require a little more time, some things might be slow cooker, right?
And you
So,
you can Google
mhm,
the main ingredients that you have
mhm.
and find a recipe.
Yeah, yeah, and then it goes on my little list. So then
Right.
I'm whoops, well, there went my pencil. And then I'm drawing a line through it and I'm writing Saturday, Sunday, Monday. And I bring this up because it's coming in handy for two reasons. One of those is not related to our topic, but I'll tell you anyways. Health wise, am I eating like seed oils? How many meals in a row? Am I like, how many
Right.
times am I fried? Because I am like fry queen over here.
Oh, yeah.
If it can go in my cast iron, chances are I'm eating out of that skillet many days
Yeah.
a week. And I'd like to balance it with the crock pot. And, tonight we're having baked chicken wings and home fries for dinner.
Nice.
That's our meal. I've got the chicken wings out defrosting. It's helping with that too, but it's
Yeah.
also going to help because I can look at what did we eat, and I'm going to do this for a couple of weeks up through the end of December because it's going to help me with planning. What do I need to have in my cupboard? What are we tending to eat more of? And it can help you both with meat and veggies.
And
I'm a
that's the important thing. See,
yeah.
people don't realize, or some people don't realize, I'm just going to say that I know a lot of us here do, but some people don't realize that when you have a stocked pantry
Mm-hmm.
and you're an ingredient household, yeah, you got to cook more, but
Mm-hmm.
you
So much
tend to
more
have
healthy.
the items there, and cooking is not oh, I got to run to the store. Oh, I got to do
Mm-hmm.
this. If
Yeah.
I had to run to the store, I'd be paying 3 times the price in my small town
Mm-hmm.
at the grocery store.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to Rapid City all the time. We avoid it like the plague.
Mm-hmm.
So it's really, what do we have here? And we stock up on things, and onions are a big one. Onions. We
Mm-hmm.
stock up on onions. 40 pounds of onions are in the freezer,
Mm-hmm.
the freeze dryer,
Mm-hmm.
and here. The
I
other
love
part
that.
is I ordered I made ramen and I
Mm-hmm.
had to buy shiitake mushrooms.
Mm-hmm.
Very hard for me to find here.
Mm-hmm.
Happened for me to find, and mind you, without going to Rapid City, okay? Because I'm
Yeah.
not doing that.
Yeah.
Happened to find 2 small packages of shiitake mushrooms. They were $6 a piece.
Mm-hmm.
So I freeze dried them. So we didn't use them all. They didn't go bad and blah, blah, blah.
Mm-hmm.
Now they have a deal, and I'm picking it up Saturday. I got a case of
Oh
shiitake.
my goodness. Wow. And those are good
So
ones.
we're
They're so
probably about 250 a package instead of the 6.
mm-hmm.
And when I come
Yeah.
home, I'm going to freeze dry them. But
Mm-hmm.
we have those mushrooms in there. We can make Salisbury steak with them. We
Yep.
can make
I love them.
ramen.
Mm-hmm.
Anything that needs mushrooms, we can add
Mm-hmm.
it in. Onions, we always have. Celery, carrots. Like
Mm-hmm.
those are pantry staples, and it's just great
Mm-hmm.
to have those in the
Mm-hmm.
pantry. Glenn
Yeah.
says, I want to know how long dried homemade egg noodles will store. Ones you made yourself or ones you bought? Because I know online, excuse me, they often tell you
Oh, look.
how long they'll store. I find they store longer because I found pasta that I made months ago frozen in the freezer, and it was beyond what online said about it being
Mm-hmm.
good,
Mm-hmm.
and it was fine. I would say if you vac sealed it in a jar, I would think it would last
I'm seeing, well, I saw two
a year,
years,
6 months to a year.
but when it says homemade, so 2 years when not homemade. But for homemade, it says in an airtight container, 1 to 2 months. But for longer storage, freezing them for 3 to 6 months or even longer if vacuum sealed. And
Yeah,
every time they say something like this online, I always get more out of it. It says for very long storage, like years, use Mylar bags with oxygen absorbers and heat seal, storing in food grade buckets.
yeah. I'd say vac sealed in a
Hey,
jar as long as they're
Tracy.
completely dry.
Mm-hmm.
My opinion, I would keep an eye on them
Mm-hmm.
so you don't lose them,
Yeah.
but as long as they're still dry.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Troy Sutton, good to see you. Thanks for being here. Um, it's one of those things. I mean, I've never made egg noodles, so I don't know, but I know the dry. How long did they say the store-bought ones last?
2 years.
That's a lie.
Mm-hmm.
I've had I've had to have had pasta or stuff like that in there longer than that.
Me too. Oh, I always put things to the test.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. It's best buy, not necessarily
Yeah,
bad buy,
that's right. That's right. And you can
you
tell if
know.
something's bad. It'll
But I
taste
think
bad. It'll look wonky.
what's wonky?
I said if it's bad, it'll taste bad and look wonky.
That's true.
It'll look
That's true.
questionable.
I've seen videos of people make them and dry them, but they never say how long they store. Yeah, I look online for how long they store, and like Tammy was saying, they'll say so many months, and some of that is a cover your butt
Mm-hmm.
because they don't want somebody to die after they set it.
Yeah. All about
But I
liability.
mean, I think vac sealed you'd get a year as
Mm-hmm.
long as they're completely dry.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's what I think.
Mm-hmm.
Um, not an expert, so don't blame me if it doesn't work.
Yeah. Check
But
on
I
them.
know that's Gwen. She won't.
Mm-hmm.
So let's see. So So it says here. So raising Troy's still using 5-year-old
Yeah. See?
pasta. Yeah, I do too.
Mm-hmm.
I agree, Gwen. That was the concern I had. So usually what I do is I freeze some. I froze mine. But I wonder.
I'm betting they'd be fine.
I'm betting if they're
Do
fully
both
dried.
and then let us know.
Yeah, if they're fully dried,
Mhm.
I think they'd be fine.
Mhm.
I would vac seal them only because you
Yep.
live in a humid climate,
Mhm.
and I think that that's better than a bag,
Mhm. Yeah.
just a Ziploc bag. So yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm looking at this thing and it says per person plant estimates.
Oh, okay.
I think it's kind of high because I know we've done better on smaller amounts, but maybe that's just our eating habits.
Mhm.
So for potatoes, it says 75 to 200 pounds or 85 plants for a 10-foot row.
Huh.
If you eat potatoes all the time, yes.
Mhm.
And that's because they're saying this is per person.
Huh. 75 pounds per person?
Yep, 75 to 200 pounds per person.
Dang. Hang on, where's my
For beans, bush or pole, 15 to 20 bush or 10 to 15 pole plants. Yeah, per person, Gwen. I find it excessive because I know that we had potatoes for the year and we only had about 40 pounds one year.
How much was it for the beans again?
It just says 15 to 20 bush or 10 to 15 pole.
And that's how many plants.
Right.
Wow.
Which I can tell you right now, I would not get a year's worth of yield off that many plants.
Mhm.
Because I planted a ton of plants in that raised bed and we got less green beans than anybody.
Wow.
Winter
Yeah,
squash,
because
1 to 2 plants.
winter squash. You know, I will agree with that with the spaghetti squash.
Yep.
Yeah, spaghetti squash. I would imagine it kind of depends on the squash you're growing too. I like this. Oh my god. Okay, keep going, Lisa. This is good.
Tomatoes, 5 plants, more for cherry varieties.
Mm-hmm.
I think you need more than that, in my opinion, depending on where you are.
Yeah.
Because I had
Well,
60 in the greenhouses one year.
I always have fails.
Yeah.
So I plant a certain number and they don't all produce.
Ryan
You know
doesn't
me
either,
and my
Gwen.
soil problem though. Oh,
Ryan
you
is
don't
not
like spaghetti squash?
he doesn't like spaghetti squash. Onions and garlic, 15 to 20 bulbs.
Oh. I think that would not last us. We
Yeah.
eat,
I planted 102
I don't know how
cloves.
many onions a week, maybe 5.
Right. And
Mhm.
we planted 102 cloves of garlic.
Mhm.
And we're hoping, because we've had enough for the year in the past,
Mhm.
with a lot less, but I'm hoping to, between this year
Mhm.
and next year, I'm hoping to have enough to replant without buying.
Mhm.
Corn, 15 plants.
Hmm. Boy, and they take.
Oh no, Troy, good luck with your surgery. I hope everything goes well.
Oh yes, good luck.
Wishing you a smooth surgery and a smooth recovery. Hi, Gail Southern Living. Thanks for being
Hey
here.
Gail, thank you for coming.
Um, Grains are 390 pounds per person
Wow.
per year.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
I mean, good. I'm just thinking of storage space. I
No
mean,
kidding.
I've never weighed like a 5 gallon. Think about 5 pounds of flour and how much space 5 pounds of flour takes up. Because, you know, you can get 20-pound bags even, and they're huge. Like
I get a 50-pound bag. I
maybe
have a
that's
50-pound bag in a Gamma lid
uh-huh.
container,
Mm-hmm.
and it
And
works really well.
and a Gamma lid. So it's in a 5 pound bucket.
Yeah, so what no, no, not a 5-pound bucket. It's in a like
I've
those
never.
dog food containers.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
So what we ended up doing, it's not a dog food container, but it's like those.
Uh-huh.
I see people use them for animals too. So what we do is we take the bag, we put it in the freezer for a
Mm-hmm.
week,
Mm-hmm.
take it out and let it make sure it's completely dry, like
Mm-hmm.
all that, which will kill any bugs if there are any in there.
Uh-huh.
We don't have any, but it's a good practice for us.
Uh-huh.
Um, and then we leave it out for a week, and then I take it bag and all, and we put it in the container,
Uh-huh.
and then scoop out of it into my canister.
Okay. I'll bet
It's
you that the grains that's got to include like not just flour, but
right,
rice, right?
right,
And
right.
I don't know, maybe, if you eat any other kind of grains like buckwheat or whatever else, I guess. That's a
Right. So
lot.
let's kind of switch for a minute because it talks about like how to estimate your needs, and it
Uh-huh.
says to track your consumption for a few weeks. So I
Yeah,
would say
like
for a
I'm
month.
doing.
Right. Track
Mhm.
your consumption for a month
Mhm.
of what items, like approximately how much rice,
Mhm.
approximately how much flour you used, approximately how much, blah blah blah. And I would if I wouldn't track your flour during Christmas per se
Mhm. Oh, good point. Good point.
if
Because
you're a baker,
yeah.
because what I would do is then track that later, right? But
Yeah.
this is more for having food on hand, not necessarily for all the joy stuff, right?
Uh-huh. Yeah.
You can do it your way, but I think one of the things is like because then what you do is you calculate that times
Uh-huh.
12
Uh-huh.
for how much rice you use that month or how much meat and how many
Mhm.
potatoes
Mhm.
and all that kind of thing.
Mhm.
I know for us, we just fill our garden spaces packed
Mhm.
because we need to grow as much as we can.
Lisa, I was thinking about that because I was thinking if you're out there watering that garden, then it had better be full because I will tell you with my garden, well, this year is kind of just a overall bad year for me for different reasons also, but if you're out there watering the dang garden, you might as well have everything you can possibly have in there. Everything that soil can manage to feed, right?
Right. And so I plant close. I
Mhm.
pack it in and I plant
Mhm.
closer than square foot gardening.
Mhm.
That's me.
Mhm. It
You
works.
might, huh?
It works.
Well, yeah, but it works for several reasons, right? The
Mhm.
climate, the low humidity, the lack of precipitation all the time that we have to water
Mhm.
and all that.
Mhm.
Because last year we had actual rain, and
Mhm.
boy, I tell you, the plants looked a lot better than they did when I was watering.
Mhm.
But one of the things is the reason why we do it is because we have a very short window
Mhm.
and we plant a lot of brassicas.
Mhm.
Why? Because if we get a fluctuating cold night, stuff is not dead in one night.
Mhm.
We
Yeah.
had frost Labor Day weekend.
Mhm.
Gardens were done here. Hard frost. Gardens were done
Mhm.
here for the majority of people.
Mhm.
Our brassicas were still going.
Yeah.
I harvested broccoli in November. I can't because our
Isn't
fall was
that
very warm.
awesome? Yeah.
Yeah.
Good planning.
Yeah. And it's like, so brassicas are a big thing, right?
Mhm.
Cabbages, broccoli,
Mhm.
cauliflower, Brussels sprouts,
Mhm.
because they can withstand the up and downs. The
Yeah.
other thing is the tomatoes and the cucumbers and the peppers,
Mhm.
they need heat and humidity,
Mhm.
and we don't get that. So
Mhm.
yeah, we do that in the greenhouses, but
Mhm.
I the greenhouses were a waste this season
Mhm.
because we didn't get hardly anything.
Yeah.
of those peppers. So I'm done.
Mhm.
That's one thing I know I'm going to buy a case of peppers versus trying to grow them and wasting my time and resources on,
Yeah.
because you can easily freeze dry them, dehydrate them. Um, I don't know,
Mhm.
chop and freeze them even.
Mhm. Yeah.
I test my stored beans once a year, place a few in a wet paper towel for a few days. If they germinate, they're still good. Nice.
Really? I just cook them and eat them. I mean,
Yeah,
I
me
have
too.
beans that are really old,
I've
and
got
then they
beans from
stay.
2020.
I may.
I do.
And I just let them soak a little longer,
Yeah.
to make sure they're not too tough.
Mine are all vac sealed.
Mhm.
They were put in the freezer, taken out, same thing like the flour, and then vac sealed.
Uh-huh. Oh,
And
wow. I did not. Okay, full transparency. I did not vacuum seal my beans.
yeah,
As a matter of fact, I've got a couple 5-gallon buckets. We all got our 5-gallon buckets if you're in
sure.
food storage. But I even have a bucket and it just has all the beans are still in their packages. So,
Yeah,
and they're all thrown in there piled on top of one another.
I have those too.
Mhm.
The only ones that we vac sealed were black beans because we bought a 50-pound bag because I felt the need when
Oh,
the
yeah.
world was insane to have a 50-pound bag of black beans.
Oh, I'll bet those are real good still.
I don't
Vacuum
like them, but
sealed?
I eat them.
Yeah, they're supposed to be good for us, right? And good to make meat stretch longer. So if you don't like them, you probably would like them if you made tacos and you cooked hamburger meat and made a small batch of black beans and mashed them and mixed them all up together. You'd never know they were there.
Oh, I'm sure. I'm sure. I bought them in
It's
case
a
we were
protein
starving to death.
boost. Yeah, that's right.
I said we
You
need we
know,
need a 50-pound bag of black beans.
right? Lisa, the thing is, right now, everything is, well, I feel like I read one of your posts, or I don't know, maybe you said it on a live. Anyways, I know that this topic came up about preparedness and that there's a lot of people that have really been kind of slacking. I mean,
Yep.
or you could say cutting back, maybe not feeling the urgency. There's a lot of ways to say this, but it's not been a huge focus. But you
Right.
know what? For all of the preparations that we had in place coming from 2020, and I told you about the joke about when we moved, we had to have a trailer for our food
Yeah.
because I sure the heck wasn't leaving it behind.
Nope.
And we traveled with freezers with ice in them. We
Yep.
frozen food. Um, but all of that, you're still eating on the prior year or two ago's prices. Like there's not everything doesn't have to be in an upheaval or fears of, an EMP or a nuclear war
Hey, Ark.
to stay on top of your food because a lot of people our main expense is on dang groceries. Hey Ark, thanks for
Yeah, thanks for
coming.
being here, Ark. Yeah, I agree. So it's like, we were talking about the bison, right? So it's
Yeah.
we buy our beef, we pay for it outright,
Mhm.
and is it a huge chunk at one time? Yes.
Mhm.
But then it's done.
Yeah. And I
And
gotta say
then
something else about that huge chunk at one time, because I was telling my husband, like, we need to minimize the number of trips to the store because it's
yes.
pretty convenient now. We only have to drive like 15, 20 minutes to get to a grocery store, and we used to have to drive a lot further. And
Hmm.
so when we go there, you end up buying a bunch of, and if you're buying it to put it back, that's cool. But that isn't always like if you're getting, the most of a good sale, then I would say, hey, yeah, stock. If there's a sale, buy more than you need. But I wouldn't say that's the case. I feel like you have the cost of gas and all of the extra stuff that you buy.
And also your time. Your
Hmm.
time is worth money. And so one of the things that we absolutely love is we could stay home for months and just eat
Hmm.
what we have.
Hmm.
I mean, would we run out of things? Yes.
Hmm.
But, because a lot of the things we're making now, like I get the raw milk and I make cheese and I make butter and I make all that
Hmm.
kind of stuff. I also freeze the heavy cream, so I have heavy cream for a recipe. I freeze milk, so we have it on hand.
Mhm.
Having
I love that.
having all this stuff when you live in a rural area and you have to drive to
Mhm.
a major city or a
Mhm.
bigger city
Yep.
is priceless because
Mhm.
we just cook from the pantry and the freezers.
Yep. I want to
You know,
highlight what Ark said too. I caught a lot of fish and we harvested a few deer. And I mean, come on now, get out there and catch some fish. That's free food. We
absolutely,
and it
absolutely.
with him saying that, I just told my husband because we had fried catfish the other day, and we don't have any fish in our freezer right now. And I mean, good grief, when you live right next to the water, why in the world you want to go and have to buy fish?
Hey,
You
our
know?
treasured home. Hey, busy you, farm fibers. I
Mhm.
hear you. My concern is keeping the freezers going. Yeah.
Mhm.
We recently had to do this. We had to test our plan.
Uh-huh.
Um, we have 3 freezers basically in the entry room of our house. Sounds weird,
Mhm.
I know, but
Mhm.
it's like a very large room, and we have the freezers
Mhm.
all in that location for a reason.
Mhm.
Because we can reach a cord through for the generator.
Oh, great plan. Okay.
So there was a major power outage with some Wyoming transmission lines that affected
Mhm.
us.
Mhm.
I don't know, maybe a month ago.
Mhm.
So we had to keep our we left the freezers closed and the refrigerator
Mhm. Mhm.
just to see how long it was out. So it went out about quarter to the 1 in the afternoon.
Mhm.
Didn't come on till about 8 o'clock.
Mhm.
But at 6 o'clock, we pulled the generator out just because
Mhm.
we don't want to lose anything.
No, yeah. It's a lot of work. Hey,
So
Nancy.
at 6 o'clock, 6:30, we pulled out the generator, got it
Mhm.
going, which was beautiful because that was one of the Honda ones that we got used that
Mhm.
was recommended to us.
Mhm.
Got the refrigerator running and cooled. We basically got everything running and cooled to where it shuts off.
Uh-huh.
And then the power came on.
Mhm.
But seriously, the hardest part of the whole thing
Mhm.
was me and Ryan having to lift a generator to put it in the back of the truck and
Well,
back
that
it up
is
to the
hard.
house.
Just saying.
But
Mhm.
other than that, it was fine. It worked
Mhm.
well.
Hey.
The only problem is it's gas, and I know
Yeah.
that we could run out of gas,
Yeah.
but we
Mhm.
always have a lot of gas on hand to get us through,
Mhm.
and that's something we look into because the
Mhm.
solar ones are expensive.
Mhm. They are expensive. They did have some sales. We
Yeah.
didn't. We need to up our game on the solar ones too. Like we've got a good generator one. It's ready to go. But and the kids have a good generator also and it's ready to go. How many freezers was your generator able to power at one time? Did you do them one by one or
We did 2 at a time. We could have
okay.
done more. We did 2 at a
Mhm.
time because
Okay.
they were closed and we
Yeah.
didn't feel there was an urgency because it only
Yeah.
been X number of
Yeah.
hours.
Good little test
Um,
though.
we have 2 generators though.
Mhm.
Um, quite honestly, the Honda's a lot less noisy.
Mhm.
Not that I really care about that, but you get what I'm
Mhm.
saying.
Yeah, yeah.
Sometimes you don't wanna let everyone know you have one.
Yep. Yep. I knew exactly where you were going with that. Yep.
So this one's a lot. I know this one runs 4 freezers and a refrigerator because someone who sells pork recommended this to me.
Okay.
And they do it for the farmers market. So,
Mhm. Cool.
um,
We have a Honda. I wonder if it's like Honda's such a good generator brand.
Hondas are great generators. They're very
Mhm.
expensive, but they're so worth it.
Mhm. Yeah,
We
even
got we got this
gas
one gently
tank.
used, so
We did too, I think.
mm.
I
So,
can't remember now.
but yeah, I mean, and that's the thing. It's
Mhm.
just you can at least run it to keep
Oh,
everything frozen.
went for 12 days without
Mhm.
power. Oops, where'd it go? Whoopsie.
Oh, sorry.
Ran the fridges and freezers for 3 houses on generators.
Yep.
Wow. Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's great because, you gotta protect your investment,
Mhm. Yeah.
you know?
Mhm. I mean, the one thing about it being cold, like if you lose your power in the winter, the freezers, you're going to have a little bit of help there. But solar
See,
generator,
I agree on that point.
oh,
about the solar. And that's one of the reasons why we don't want to spend the expense. Because you see what Busy You said, solar generators are problematic on the size of the freezer. Her 1200 kilowatt solar will only keep a 7 cubic foot freezer going for 8 hours. Yeah, see, that's what worries me too. And that's another reason why we have not bought them, because I don't think they could handle it. I think we just need to up our gas game, quite honestly.
Yeah.
Nancy said the cold is coming to us this weekend, going to the store tomorrow to get things so we were ready. Smart, Nancy.
Yeah.
Smart. Yeah, the cold is going to come to us this weekend too. Right now we're in an upswing, which is quite delightful.
Us too.
It was 38 degrees yesterday. I was
Oh
like,
my goodness.
dang. And now today it's supposed to, I think it's over 40 now, but I do wish it would snow though, more. But
Well, we may get our wish this year.
yeah. So going back to it, I mean, definitely, like, you don't need a ton of acreage. You don't need a ton of things. I mean, here's what we try to do. We try to grow all we can. I filled one of our larger freezers 3/4 of the way with vegetables this year.
That's awesome.
And it worked out.
Mm-hmm.
So we no longer buy frozen vegetables.
Mm-hmm. Awesome.
We'll buy from the farmer's market in the summer, like I said. Sometimes we'll buy an occasional thing from the store, but what we didn't, in addition to what we didn't grow, we buy cases of bulk produce, and then we blanch and freeze it or can it, and we have that on the shelf, right? So we have all that. Meat, we buy beef. We buy a beef every year. We have our own pork. We have our own chickens. We have our own turkeys when we have them. Again, not big turkey eaters. We buy lamb locally from Busy You Farm and Fibers, by the way.
Oh, cool.
We buy lamb, which is to die for. And we also, the bison that I was talking about, we got the bison coming.
That's good diversity of meat.
Yes, it's a diversity of proteins. You have it in your freezer and it's on hand. So you always have enough food. So maybe, you want to buy 1/4 of a beef if that's what you can afford.
Yeah.
Save up to buy the 1/4 of a beef because you're going to have a lot of meat in the freezer. 60 by Gwen. Wow. So
And
jealous.
just a little bit of random information here.
Yep.
In traditional Chinese medicine, different meats have an affinity for different organs. What that means is that they're healthy for some particular organs. So, for example, lamb, also called mutton, is it's known to have an affinity for the stomach, the kidney, and the spleen. And hang on, I can't remember them all.
Okay, well, I'm here to tell you, lamb is delicious.
I wonder about buffalo. Hold on, I'm gonna look it up.
Busy Use lamb.
I love lamb.
Brats.
So
hot dogs.
buffalo has an affinity for the spleen, stomach, and heart.
There goes Tammy bringing it to the holistic side. I love it.
Isn't it fun to know? Like, if we want to get healthier, it's just being aware of what we're putting in our body and how our body thinks of it. So pork, Lisa, spleen, stomach, kidney, and liver. So you can see there's a trend with all these proteins. Your spleen and your stomach are loving it. What changes up a little bit is your other organs. So pork, also good for your kidney and liver. And then hang on. I'm going to look up 2 more, beef and chicken, just so we know.
Oh.
Hi. I'm here to get some soup.
Oh, yes. You're here to get soup? Okay. Hang on one second.
No problem. Hi, grandbabies.
I'll be right back. Say hi, guys.
Gwen says we raise our own beef. Raise our own beef, thank goodness. We have a steer marked for freezer every year. Then we fish some deer, goats, raise some chickens sometimes. Nice. Yeah, you always have a nice variety of meat going on. And you're lucky to be able to get a lot of venison too. We do fishing. We'll probably go fishing. We like to do the springtime warm day ice fishing these days. Ryan will get trout, but we like panfish because then you can make some fish stew, which is really good. So we can't raise our own beef. There's not enough land. The pigs kind of take up, and I like the pigs, so I'm fine with that. But that's why it's important, you raise what you can and then you get the rest local. It's really important to get from local folks. Like Busy U has lamb, Maud Hog and Cattle has pork and beef. Hey, G Mama Grows, good to see ya. But yeah, and the bison guy is not far from us as well, so that's pretty exciting. But we raise chicken, turkey, pheasant, and that's how we filled our freezers because we've also raised ducks that we've put in the freezer, and that's been really helpful because you do get a nice variety of meat. And birds are a great way to raise your own food. Birds are just, you get them in the spring and they're gone by the end of summer, and you've got yourself a freezer full of meat between meat chickens, ducks, pheasants, turkeys, and they're a lot lighter on feed than large livestock and a lot lighter on land versus having, say, a cow or pigs and all that kind of thing. Did they get their soup?
They got their soup. Whoops. Okay, hold on. Yep, they got their. I keep chicken noodle stocked up.
Aww.
The babies love chicken noodle. Okay, I gotta finish the last two. Okay, so beef is good for your. Hold on, it's telling all kinds of stuff too.
My stomach.
Spleen and stomach. Yeah. And hold on, let me scroll up. It's giving us more than we want to know, really, to be honest.
TMI.
It is spleen and stomach, large intestine, and liver. I always like, what they sell back here that I just love? You can go into gas stations and they sell fried chicken gizzards and chicken livers, and we always buy them up. We love those things. And then the last thing's chicken, spleen, stomach, and kidney. So anyhow, there we go.
Nice.
What did I miss?
No, you're doing great. I was just talking about how birds are a great way to fill your freezers with meat on a low footprint, so to speak, and a lot easier, lighter feed bill. And then also taking advantage of local farmers.
Yeah.
Like if, you struggle with the butchering thing and all that, it's like you can do that. That's what we do. We can't have a bison here. We can't have a cow. At this point, we can't even have sheep. I mean, because the pigs need the grass and that's all we've got. So,
yeah.
And that's fine because we choose to breed the pigs and have them, and we've been enjoying them. But I mean, the biggest thing is just, if you calculate and you grow it and you realize you ran out of it, make a note of that and say you need to, maybe add a quarter more or 50% more, or you need to double it.
Yeah.
It's a learning process, but tracking for like a month and then multiplying it times 12 can tell you about how much you need. If every time you take dinner out and you write down, I used a pound of broccoli, or I used a pound of beef and all that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Then you have that written down and you know how much you've used for the month.
Yeah. And it's the 3rd of December. It's going to be a little bit off this month because, like you mentioned, Lisa,
Christmas.
But if you think about it, there are 52 weeks in a year.
Yep.
So if you tracked what you ate for the rest of December, just figure the next 3 weeks, you could multiply that by 17, and that'll tell you how much you need over the course of the next 52 weeks.
Right. And I think the other thing is making sure you have the right storage for it. Like for us, we do not have a place to store onions, garlic, and potatoes without them growing. We just don't have a place. So we freeze dry, we freeze, we can, we
Mhm.
dehydrate, all that kind of stuff. You just have to figure out what works for you. If you have a
Mhm.
cold storage area, that's great.
Mhm.
Um, the other thing is learning ways to preserve everything so that way you can keep it. Our preferred way for vegetables is blanch and freeze.
Mhm.
Why? Because we like the texture, we like that the nutrients are there.
Mhm.
I don't like mushy vegetables. So me canning my vegetables would mean it's going to sit in the pantry longer.
Yeah.
I think also, let's see here.
Oh, 56. That's a wonderful arc. I
No
love
kidding.
50-degree temperatures.
But I can
Sometimes
tell you,
we're like, dang it, why didn't we find a place in Arkansas? Like we were
yeah.
looking in Arkansas, but we were in a short, window time. We ended up here, but we're like, oh, it's warmer in Arkansas.
So what are some things, so folks in the chat, what kind of things are you stocking up on, whether it's something you grow or don't grow, you get locally, like, and how do you preserve it to keep it for long term? What's something you do, Tammy? You buy
I like,
beef.
we buy beef. We get it from a farm, and buy it in bulk. And we try to fish too. But sometimes, my hubby, he likes to sport fish. He likes to go fishing just to go fishing. And he is perfectly happy throwing the fish back. And I told him this year, I want to get you set up to where you at any time are ready to just keep it and clean it. Like if you don't have the right tools or whatever, like we need more fish in the freezer. So definitely for that. Because we don't eat fish all the time, but for our meats, it's the beef and the fish. We did not do meat birds this last year. But I want us to consider doing that this year. And then also, I like to have jalapenos. I like to have canned jalapenos. I like to have them, pickled like Mexican style, where they're not super sweet. Um, I like to have radishes the same way, fermented. Oh,
Ark said I can turnip greens and bacon and black-eyed peas. Yum.
oh, yum! I'll bet that's wonderful. And I like to have meals in a jar. I love having the meals in a jar, and that's usually dehydrated stuff. Also, the gifts in a jar, the cookies, the breads. Matter of fact, I got to make some. And then we eat those throughout the year. And it's just a nice way to easy bake if the grandkids are over and they want to make cookies with grandma. It's like, dump this, crack 3 eggs, poof, there you go. And if you think about it, if there was an event where, we had a problem, you've got some morale boosters and those gifts in a jar, right? That are going to be easy for you to cook. So,
Gwen said that I'm not a throw it back fisher unless it's itty bitty.
uh-huh,
Uh,
right?
G, G Mama says I've been stocking up on my herbs that I didn't know I
Mhm.
used a lot, just dehydrating and attempting my own seasonings and teas. That's awesome.
That is awesome.
Nancy said right now it's canned food in case the power goes out. Yep.
Mhm.
Next year I want to grow more so I can dehydrate and have more for next winter. And Nancy,
Mhm.
you really do make the point, or I'm sorry, you really do illustrate the point of if all you have is a balcony or some pots and you really grew stuff. So
Mhm.
kudos to you
Yeah, that's
because
awesome.
you make the most of what you have, and that's
Mhm.
just really exciting.
Mhm.
Um, Gail said, I froze my garlic in freezer bags. I got 3 whole bags full. That should last me the year.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
So what we do is we what we do is because we can't store our garlic without it growing for a long time, what we do is we peel it and put the cloves, freeze the cloves in vac seal bags.
Mhm.
And we open it up, reseal it, that kind of thing. And it's
Mhm.
great because the garlic cloves will defrost like within 10 minutes
Mhm.
to be able to squish them, which is so
Mhm.
good.
Mhm.
Gail said, I store flour, sugar, tea, and pasta in half-gallon mason jars.
Mhm. Love those mason.
Awesome.
Aw, awesome, Ark.
Uh,
Yes, I love having those on the shelf too.
Yeah,
their
we freeze our garlic all the time, and it's just because what I'll do is I'll buy it from the farmer's market, and I will put it on the racks in the pantry until we plant. So I'll buy it all summer, and then I'll plant it, and that works really well.
Mhm.
But for us to have it long term, it'll just start to grow on us because we just don't have a good storage area. So
Mhm.
what we do is we peel it, and it's great, works great.
Mhm.
Busy You said need to get into the meal in a jar, big learning curve, paradigm shift from how we used to prepare.
Oh, it's so easy too. Like you pull everything out that you're going to need. You've got your recipe, right? Making the hardest part is like making the labels, I guess, because you have to slow down and do the labels. I guess it's not as fun.
Yeah.
And because the labels are going to be the directions for cooking it. But it makes you make like 8 meals in like the course of like 30 minutes. That's the part that I love. And then cooking it is so easy too.
Yeah, and so one of the things, the biggest thing that I find, I'm not a fan when they do meals in a jar that are a mixture of freeze dried and dehydrated.
Mhm.
I'm not a fan of that. I try to do all freeze dried because the water
Mhm.
content
Yeah.
is different for dehydrated than it is for freeze dried.
Through that. And another thing, you got to baggy stuff up or you're going to be sorting it out according to when it's got.
Yeah.
Ask me how I know that.
But I will say this, one of the things that we do is we do a bunch of freeze dryer stuff, and
Mhm.
then like Tammy said, we have it all sealed in separate jars, and then we put it together. Like I did the
Mhm.
meal in a jar. I did some collaborations on our channel. We made chicken enchiladas. We did sloppy joes.
Mhm.
Um, so it was really cool to have that kind of stuff. I
Mhm.
did buy a canning book for meals in a
Mhm.
jar
Uh-huh. Yeah.
to see how that would go.
Mhm.
Um,
Oh, Lisa, we got like 2 minutes.
oh geez. Okay, so anyway, stock your pantry.
Maybe we'll continue this discussion next week.
We are going to. I was going to do it in on mine in a couple weeks, but we can do it next week too. That works.
Okay. Yeah.
And
Awesome.
also a way to cook if the power goes out, blah blah blah, like Nancy said,
Mini
which is very
candle type
true.
thing that can heat water and soup. Okay. Cool.
So, sorry Nancy, I wasn't dismissing you. I think that's a really great point, but we got
It
to
is.
go.
All right, guys. We'll
Have a
see
great
you
day.
next Tuesday on my channel. Bye, everybody.
Bye. Thanks for being here.